Got the whole world in his hands. That's right. What we thought is what we got. The White Rabbit is Bray Wyatt, and he's made his return to WWE last night on Extreme Rules 2022. Now, I am obviously super hyped about this. If you followed any of my content, you know I'm a big Bray Wyatt fan, especially The Fiend, and there were certain parts of The Fiend at the start which I was really, really into. And now he's back. Now, we got that reveal. It was very Triple H, if you like. So we got to the end of the pay-per-view. We'd obviously had all these teases which were immaculately done, especially now we've had the payoff, right? If you don't nail the ending, the lead up into it can feel a bit flat, but this has led to where we thought it was leading and has left us with a great feeling inside. And we've got that reveal, right? So we had the whole show, the whole Extreme Rules pay-per-view, which I'll probably do a review on in full in the next day or two. But we had the whole show, which was a good show in all. And then we did that Triple H thing that we all know, and I kind of love. I still love it. I know he's done it many times, where you get the little copyright logo at the bottom and the proper sign off from the commentary team, but then it's not the end, and there's an extra 5 more minutes. And what we got was the whole world in his hands being sung by Bray Wyatt himself. The crowd, all the lights are on. We then see, very creepily, real-life versions of the characters of the Firefly Funhouse, especially Huskers the Pig. Jesus, that is stuff of nightmares. There, and then we see The Fiend there. And then we cut away to the Firefly Funhouse. It's covered in cobwebs. It's been left to rot. It's been left uncared for, unloved, if you will. And then we get what essentially is a new version of Bray Wyatt, potentially. Obviously, there's things left unanswered here, but potentially the new version of Bray Wyatt, which is somewhere in between the cult leader Bray Wyatt and The Fiend. And that we'll obviously let play out, and we'll see what happens next. But it cutting to him with his new mask, him coming through the spooky door, coming straight out, and the crowd lost their minds, right? It was one of those moments that we all wanted, and it just goes to show Vince McMahon, sometimes you can give the people what they want, okay? And this was that. And he's back. We're going to get some creative things for him, hopefully with the guidance of Triple H. I think I've mentioned this a few times. If you've watched the Ariel Helwani Triple H interview, I think Triple H is very good at outlining in that interview how he kind of can work with talent. And he mentions Bray Wyatt, and Bray Wyatt being crazy, you kind of just have to rein it in a little bit and steer it. Whereas I feel that Bray and Vince would come to loggerheads on something because they'd see differently and wouldn't necessarily be steered in a certain direction, and we'd end up with some sort of convoluted mess like Hell in a Cell, which was just ridiculous. So hopefully moving forward we're going to get something extremely entertaining. I think Bray Wyatt, very, very creative. I love the things that he does. I'm a huge Bray Wyatt guy. So what do we think we're going to get next? I know people have been saying that potentially these Firefly Funhouse characters are going to be wrestling, and they're going to be like wrestlers under those masks. I personally don't think that's what we're going to get, if I'm honest. I think they're there to acknowledge them, and we're moving. They're coming out of the rabbit hole sort of thing, and we're moving on to the next stage of Bray. Whatever that looks like, whatever this Wyatt 6 potentially is as well. There's been a lot of talk about that online, and that remains to be seen. But as of right now, the hype is real. Bray Wyatt is back in WWE, and we're going to see what happens next. Are you excited about this? If you are, let me know in the comments below, and we'll catch up again soon on German Suplex.